held it in my hands, an invitation to a world most could only dream of, a world of extravagance, music, and uninhibited freedom. Sean Combs, the man who redefined hip-hop as P Diddy, was known for these legendary gatherings. Parties whispered about in hushed tones, shrouded in secrecy and fueled by the allure of the unknown. They say what you see isn't always the truth. Behind the dazzling lights and infectious beats, a darkness festered. Whispers of strange occurrences, unsettling encounters, and a palpable sense of unease began to surface. Imagine a place where money holds no power, where desires are fulfilled as quickly as they're whispered. This was the illusion P. Diddy crafted within the walls of his lavish estates. Mansions transformed into pulsating wonderlands, dripping with opulence that defied imagination. Everything you desired at your fingertips. Rare vintages flowed freely, their price tags meaningless in this realm of excess. Celebrities mingled with models, their laughter echoing through rooms adorned with priceless art and shimmering chandeliers. It was a sensory overload designed to intoxicate and enthrall. Entry denied to all but a select few. Exclusivity was the currency here, and P. Diddy's inner circle guarded it fiercely. Towering figures in tailored suits, their faces hardened by years of discretion, controlled the flow of guests. Each entrance, each interaction carefully orchestrated to maintain an air of mystery and allure, secrets, whispers hidden from prying eyes. Behind closed doors, away from the pulsating heart of the party, whispered conversations took place. Deals were struck, alliances formed, and secrets exchanged under the cloak of darkness. Here, the true nature of these gatherings began to reveal itself. The music pulsed, a heartbeat, driving the night forward. World-renowned DJs spun intoxicating beats, their music a siren song that lured guests deeper into the night. The dance floor throbbed with a life of its own, a swirling mass of bodies moving in unison, lost in the rhythm. But some heard more than music in the chaos. As the night wore on, the lines between reality and fantasy blurred. The music took on a hypnotic quality, and the boundaries of acceptable behavior seemed to dissolve. What started as harmless revelry began to take on a more sinister tone. Confrontations, outbursts, the mask slipped. Whispers of drug-fueled paranoia, aggressive confrontations, and unexplained disappearances began to circulate. The first cracks appeared in the facade. Not everyone was comfortable with the escalating chaos. Some guests, their senses overwhelmed, began to withdraw, their initial excitement replaced with a growing unease. They sensed that the night was spiraling out of control, and they wanted no part of it. Witnesses to a darkness they couldn't ignore, but for others the night was far from over. They had seen too much, heard too much to turn back now. Their silence came at a price, a heavy burden of knowledge that would forever taint their memories of those lavish gatherings. Gone, without a trace. The first sign that something was truly amiss was the disappearances. Guests would vanish into the labyrinthine mansions, never to be seen again. At first, these disappearances were dismissed as the byproduct of wild nights. No answer, no text, no explanation. But as the disappearances became more frequent, a chilling pattern emerged. They were always young, often unconnected to the inner circle. Frantic calls went unanswered. Worried friends were met with shrugs and vague reassurances. Those who dared to inquire were met with stone-cold silence or thinly veiled threats. Security footage, conveniently malfunctioning or mysteriously erased, offered no answers. The disappearances became an open secret, a chilling undercurrent beneath the surface of extravagance. What happened to them? The question lingered in the air, unspoken but palpable. Were they victims of foul play or simply casualties of a lifestyle that valued discretion above all else? Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. Those who vanished from P Diddy's parties rarely resurfaced, their fates forever entangled with the secrets of those lavish nights. Section 2, Altered States, drinks laced with secrets. Many witnesses recounted feeling a sense of disorientation, a blurring of reality that went beyond the effects of alcohol or typical party drugs. Drinks, often handed out by attractive servers or left unattended on tables, seemed to possess an unusual potency, confusion, vertigo, loss of control. Guests would lose track of time, their memories fragmented and unreliable. Some reported feeling as if they were in a dreamlike state, their actions dictated by an unseen force. Others described waking up in unfamiliar rooms with no recollection of how they got there, the truth buried in their veins. These accounts painted a disturbing picture of a calculated manipulation, a deliberate use of substances to control and exploit guests. Whether for amusement, intimidation, or something more sinister, the altering of perceptions seemed to be a recurring theme within the walls of P. Diddy's parties, a dangerous game played on unsuspecting victims. The question remained, were these altered states merely a means to an end, or were they an integral part of the dark desires that fueled those gatherings? Section 3, Whispers of Coercion. Not everyone was there, willingly. Whispers of coercion and manipulation began to circulate, adding a sinister layer to the already unsettling accounts. Guests, particularly young women, spoke of feeling pressured to engage in activities they were uncomfortable with. Trapped, forced, silenced. Promises of career advancement, access to exclusive circles, and the allure of proximity to power were used to exploit vulnerabilities. Those who resisted faced threats, intimidation, and social isolation. Their reputations were threatened, their careers jeopardized, forced smiles hiding unspeakable truths. The power dynamics at play were undeniable, creating an environment where consent was easily blurred and exploited. The victims, often afraid of the repercussions of speaking out, were forced to carry the weight of their experiences in silence. The weight of silence, a heavy burden. Their stories, fragmented and often whispered in hushed tones, painted a picture of a world where power corrupted and innocence was easily sacrificed at the altar of ambition and pleasure. Section 4, the fear to speak, silenced by fear and intimidation. Why didn't more people come forward? The answer lay in the pervasive atmosphere of fear and intimidation that permeated P. Diddy's inner circle. Guests, even those who weren't directly victimized, understood the unwritten rules. What happened at these parties stayed at these parties. Power, influence, and the threat of retribution. P. Diddy's reach extended far beyond the walls of his mansions. He was a cultural icon, a business mogul with connections in music, fashion, and beyond. To cross him was to risk career suicide, social ostracism, and even physical harm. Denials, cover-ups, the truth suppressed. Whispers of witnesses disappearing, of legal threats and financial settlements circulated like ghost stories, serving as a chilling reminder of the consequences of breaking the code of silence. But the truth always finds a way out. But even in the face of such overwhelming power, the whispers persisted. The truth, like a seed buried deep underground, had a way of finding its way to the surface, no matter how hard it was suppressed. And for P. Diddy, the reckoning was just around the corner. It happened in the depths of the night. One particular incident, shrouded in secrecy, became a chilling focal point. Details were scant, often contradictory, but deeply unsettling. It took place in the shadows of a secluded hallway. A struggle, a scream, and then silence. Witnesses spoke of a violent altercation escalating with terrifying speed. The air turned cold with fear. Then it was over. panic, confusion, a hasty cleanup. Whispers spread through the mansion. Guests exchanged anxious glances, fear replacing forced smiles. Security ushered guests away, their instructions laced with veiled threats. The truth remained elusive, lost in the haze of the night. The incident left an indelible mark, a chilling reminder of lurking darkness. The next morning, the whispers turned to rumors. The rumors spread like wildfire through the exclusive circles that frequented P Diddy's parties. Money, power, silence bought. Witness statements were collected, but not by law enforcement. P Diddy's team of fixers, lawyers, and confidants descended upon the scene, their objective clear: contain the damage, control the narrative. Guests were offered incentives to remain silent, their loyalty ensured through a potent combination of threats and rewards. Evidence, both physical and digital, vanished. Security footage, conveniently corrupted or erased, offered no clues. The mansion, meticulously cleaned and restored to its former glory, stood as a silent testament to the dark secrets it held. The cover-up was swift, ruthless, and effective. The incident faded from public memory, overshadowed by the next scandal. The digital age at a place where secrets surface. Despite the best efforts of P. Diddy's team, the whispers never truly died down. They lingered in the darkest corners of the internet, fueled by anonymous message boards, blind items, and cryptic social media posts. Bloggers, journalists, the story refused to be silenced. Fueled by a growing distrust of the rich and powerful, and emboldened by the anonymity of the internet, people began to share their stories, their fragments of truth, weaving together a tapestry of disturbing allegations. The truth cannot be silenced forever. Bloggers, hungry for clicks and notoriety, dug into the rumors, unearthing old police reports, interviewing disgruntled former employees, and piecing together a timeline of events. Journalists, initially dismissive of the online chatter, began to take notice, sensing a larger story, a potential scandal that could bring down an icon. The accused and the accusers, a reckoning, was on the horizon. The whispers, once easily dismissed, were growing louder, evolving into a chorus of accusations that threatened to shatter the carefully constructed facade of wealth, glamour, and invincibility that had shielded P. Diddy for so long. No comment. Denials. The story remained untouched. P. Diddy and his legal team remained evasive, deflecting blame and maintaining deniability. Public statements denied wrongdoing, dismissing allegations as fabrications. The legal machine went into overdrive. Lawsuits alleging defamation silenced many with financial threats. Those who spoke out faced an army of lawyers, their lives turned upside down. The price of truth was too high. The message was clear: to challenge P. Diddy was to invite hardship. For many, the risk was too great. They retreated into the shadows, their voices silenced by fear. But the truth has a way of finding its way out. The wall of silence was not impenetrable. Cracks were beginning to show, whispers growing louder. The truth, like a seed, had a way of finding its way to the surface. And for P. Diddy, the reckoning was just a matter of time. The walls started to crumble. The weight of the allegations, coupled with the mounting evidence and the unwavering persistence of those seeking the truth, began to take their toll. The carefully curated image of P. Diddy, the self-proclaimed king of hip-hop, started to crack under the pressure. Denials rang hollow. No longer could the whispers be dismissed as mere rumors or the fabrications of disgruntled individuals. The sheer volume of accusations, the consistency of the accounts, and the growing chorus of voices demanding answers painted a picture that was becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. The accused and the accusers, a battle for public opinion raged. The court of public opinion, fueled by social media and the insatiable appetite for celebrity scandals, proved to be a more formidable adversary than any courtroom. The narrative, once tightly controlled, began to slip from P. Diddy's grasp. The court of public opinion delivered its verdict. The once untouchable icon, accustomed to a life of privilege and adulation, found himself facing a reckoning, a stark confrontation with the consequences of his actions and the enduring power of truth. From idol to pariah, the shift was palpable. The public, once enamored by P Diddy's lavish lifestyle and undeniable charisma, began to view him with suspicion and disdain. The allegations, whether proven in a court of law or not, had irrevocably tarnished his image. Sponsorships lost, projects shelved. The once coveted endorsements dried up, replaced by a deafening silence from brands eager to distance themselves from the controversy. Music collaborations were put on hold. Movie deals vanished, and the doors that had once swung open with ease now remained firmly shut. The court of public opinion had spoken. The man who had built an empire on his carefully cultivated persona, on the power of his image and the allure of his lifestyle, was now facing the consequences of its unraveling. The fall from grace. A stark reminder that in the digital age, reputation is fragile and the court of public opinion can be swift and unforgiving. No amount of money, power, or influence could shield P. Diddy from the consequences of his actions. A legacy, once defined by success, now overshadowed by scandal. The man who redefined hip-hop, built a business empire, and became a cultural icon, now linked to dark secrets. History, written by those who control the narrative. P. Diddy's attempts to rebuild his image met with skepticism. The show must go on, but the audience had changed. The world had moved on. The party was over. The sun sets on an empire, leaving behind a legacy forever tarnished. The music has stopped. The lights have come up. P. Diddy's parties were once legendary, whispered about in hushed tones, but behind the velvet ropes a darkness festered. The witness statements paint a disturbing picture of power abused and innocence exploited. Some questions remain unanswered. Did P. Diddy orchestrate these events, or was he simply a victim of his own success? The truth lies somewhere in the shadows.